right, a very good morning to you. Welcome to Hard Talk Tuesday edition. Today is the 17th day of February 2025. 2026 rather. My name is Chukwuemeka Igu, your regular host on the show. And this morning we also have Professor Ngozi Ukachi from the Amadeus University, Amizi, in Ikuano local government area. She is the librarian of that institution. Good morning, Prof.
Good morning, Mr. Chukwuemeka.
Yes, we had her here on this program last week, and this morning she's here again, and we have to look into some other things concerning that institution. Now, let's begin with the foundation. What inspired the establishment of Amadeus University, Amizi Kwano, and what makes it unique compared to other private institutions in Abia State and, of course, Nigeria?
Yeah, thank you for that question, because for any well-organization to be established, not just institution, there must be some driving forces. There must be a gap that has been identified in that industry or in that system that the new one is coming up to fill. Now, for Amadeus University, the pre-research carried before establishing the institution the outcome showed that most of the institutions around the southeast do not have state-of-the-art facilities in them. Now, if you enter the laboratories too, what you see there are not, the latest technologies as it is being used, globally now. I'm not just referring to Nigeria, because at Amadeus we think global, we don't think local. We want to produce people that will be globally competitive. So now we also have an observation. Personally, I came from Lagos. Now, the owner of the university, even though he retired from the United Nations, has also lived his life and is still living in Lagos. Now, over time, there's this observation that when Southeasterners who can afford good and quality education want to send their children or their wards to good private universities, they tend to be moving them to the southeast. We have to tell ourselves the truth. Most good private universities before now are actually situated in that location. Now, it is this gap that is identified that made the owner of the university to establish a quality and a standard university that can compete with anyone, not just the good ones in Nigeria, but any university in the world. Now, the essence is to help parents and guardians in the southeast to have a quality and standard university in place, so that what they are running to go to look for in Sokoto, they will have them in their Sokoto. They won't have the need to be migrating their children from southeast to southwest or even the north in search of quality universities. So that is, the reason for establishing that. Now, besides, I've talked about having state-of-the-art facilities and also, top-notch and very updated equipments in the laboratories. We adopt modern technology in everything we do. Now, I mean to say, Amadeus University is digitally driven. This implies that all our activities, the research, the teaching, the learning, the administrative, are all carried out adopting technological facilities. Now, you don't see this in other universities. The essence of doing this is to have a structure that would help our students such that from outset they will get acquainted with the use of technological tools, because that is where the world is now. Some people would say that is where the world is going. The world is not actually going there, we're already there. If you must succeed in anything you do today, even if you're selling things as a market person, you need to adopt technological tools in marketing them. You need to adopt technological tools in letting people out there to know that you sell this. You make much more sense when you do that than when you limit yourself to the local market. So that is where we are now. And so we don't want a situation where we will graduate students, which is a very common thing here in Nigeria. You know, when you graduate them, at the point of them to demonstrate what they have learned in the university, maybe they find themselves in the industry, a lot of them find it very difficult to be able to, you know, put into practice what they have learned, because most of what they did while in school were theoretical. At Amadeus, we don't play with practicals. We are practically oriented. You practice as you do. Now, other things that make us different. In our university, it is also a common thing that, especially for private universities in Nigeria, most of them go for middle-class labor or low-class labor in order to reduce personnel costs. Now, this is not the situation at Amadeus University. At Amadeus University, highly qualified professionals are recruited to man all the positions there.
Okay.
So, what I'm trying to say is that we don't believe in profit maximization. We believe, our slogan anywhere is, whatever thing that is worth doing is worth doing well. So we'll put that into practice. And besides that, there's something else we do, which other universities are yet to start. Now, we do what we call exchange program for our students. Now, what this entails is that during the course of study of a child at Amadeus University, such a child will be given the opportunity to do a semester or a session outside the university. It could be abroad, majorly. Now, the essence of doing this is to give them exposure, is to give them opportunity to go to other climes and see how things are being done, and also get themselves acquainted with the structure, with the tools, with the facilities, with the environment, and how is the approaches being adopted in doing this in those climes. So that on return, because they would have to come back to Amadeus University to complete their program, so that on return and on graduation, they must have been well equipped to compete with anybody favorably, whether the person is schooled in Nigeria or the person is schooled abroad. This you don't get in other universities. So there are lots of things. The ambience of our environment is something else. Our university is highly conducive for learning. And there is serious security measures also put in place to ensure that the safety of the children are guaranteed. We have professionally trained security men, the type you see at banks and oil companies. We have a police station, standard police station, built personally by the owner of the university right inside the university. And in addition to this, the whole environment at Amadeus University is under CCTV coverage. So we don't joke with that. Now, some schools, due to issue of space, most private schools, they're always having this problem of, space. You see some schools, there were buildings everywhere, there won't be space to even park cars, let alone talking about, extracurricular activities. At Amadeus University, that is not the situation. In short, we have space much more than most public schools. And this has made it possible for us to ensure that these children are able to, cope with academics activity, social activity, and sporting activities. So there's no kind of sports that we do not, have functional at Amadeus University. That was why we could be able to, notwithstanding that we were just 1 year old, we were able to compete at the last year's Abia State International Institution Fiesta, and you saw how many medals that we took home. We were just 1 year old. So you can imagine by our third year, I'm sure no other institution will get anything at that spot. Okay. So just to let you know, Amadeus University sincerely stands out amongst the committee of universities in Nigeria.
All right, that's very good. Now, what I would also want you to share with us is the vision and mission of the institution and how it can help to contribute the development of students and the school itself.
Now, Amadeus University is built with a vision to produce students that will be highly equipped with technological abilities, with innovative and creative mind, such that on graduation they will be able to contribute to the sustainable development of the nation and the world at large. Now, everything we have put in place is tailored towards ensuring that this goal, this vision, is achieved. Now, like I told you a little about, the facilities we have in place. Now, I want to talk also about our curriculum. Now, at universities, most universities, during our time, a lot of the practical things, or a lot of the things that were taught during our time are, done in theory. The lecturer will come to the class, tell us computer is what machine, I can't remember the definition again, that processes data, whatever, and then we'll see pictures. We never had the opportunity of interfacing with a computer, let alone touching them. Now, some schools are still like that, even up to date. And some other schools that have managed to get some have very few numbers of these things, such that it doesn't go around the students. Students still find it difficult. Many students still find it difficult to assess them, because by the time the faces of people will be there won't be, other ones for other people too. Now, whatever tool we are buying, we'll go for the best. So we'll have the very high quality ones, and then we'll have them in large quantity. This is to enable the students to be able to assess every knowledge and every skill that would make them, to really achieve this goal that the university has them. So our curriculums too is structured in a manner that you don't just pass through the university without being able to create something. Now, the trend globally for every good organization is when they are seeking to employ people, they don't just primarily focus on certificates. Most good organizations would want you to tell them, in addition to the certificates that you have, what other thing can you bring to the table? People like us that are working at this place, this is part of what got us this employment. Now, because we competed with a lot of people. As at the time I came for this job, I was not yet a full professor. I was an associate professor. I competed, the other 4 people I competed with, we are all professors. But what got me this job, and the others that are working at Amadeus University, is that we have the ability to offer other things in addition to our professional calling. There is need for everyone to have skills, additional skills, in addition to whatever educational qualification or certificate that you're carrying. So, at Amadeus University, as curriculum, from curriculum stage, it has been structured in a way that while attention is being paid to the primary course that you are doing, the area of skills acquisition is not neglected. And to ensure that this is maximally achieved, we also have an entrepreneurial center at Amadeus University. Now, we made it compulsory that for any child that is passing through Amadeus University, you must, before graduation, acquire a skill in any area of your choice. You're not being compelled to, go into any field. If you decide that it is in the area of videography, in the area of cyber things, in the area of IT, in the area of culinary something, like the people that are into food and whatever. And then if it is fashion, like makeup and all those things, skincare and all that, baking, whatever. But the important thing is, or the compulsory thing is that in addition to your certificate, you must, it is part of the requirement for you to, before you can be able to graduate, you must acquire a skill in addition to that. Now, this is what we are. So, Amadeus has a lot
to
offer whoever that has the privilege of coming.
Okay, that's quite interesting. Now, what are the programs and courses that you offer at Amadeus? And also tell us the admission requirements.
Okay, Amadeus University at the moment offers 22 programs. We have 22 programs running at the moment, and those are in the areas of Department of Information Technology, Software Engineering, Cyber Security, Data Science, Microbiology, Forensic Science, Computer Science, Biotechnology, Accounting, Entrepreneurship, Business Administration, Economics, Mass, Medical Laboratory Science, Public Health, Physiotherapy, Medicine, Electrical and Electronics Engineering, Computer Engineering, and Law. Now, one thing I want to emphasize about these 22 programs is that they are all fully accredited by NUC. So the issue of, being scared of what is the AUC status or accreditation status of these programs. So I want everyone out there to know that all the 22 programs that are being run by Amadeus University at the moment have full NUC accreditation, and we'll have it as a policy too. We don't start any program that we do not have full NUC accreditation on it. Yeah. Now, for admission requirement, basically the requirement for anyone to enter university in Nigeria is that you must have written JAMB, and then you must have 5 O-level credits necessary for the course that you want to do. This applies to Amadeus University. Now, if you want to come to Amadeus University, at the moment, JAMB is selling JAMB admission forms. Now, all that you need to do is go to any CBT of your choice, buy your form. While you're filling it, indicate Amadeus University as your institution of first choice. That qualifies you to come to Amadeus University. Have you bearing in mind that you already have your O-level requirements? Now, when you do that, for those coming to Amadeus University, when you fill your JAMB form and indicate Amadeus University as your institution of first choice, visit Amadeus website. Our website address is www.amadeus.edu.ng. Now, Amadeus is spelled as A-M-A-D-E-U-S. Let me repeat it. A-M-A-D-E-U-S. Amadeus. Now, dot, that's edu, edu, dot, N and G, letter G. So let me take the amadeus.edu.ng. Now, when you visit the website, you will see a button that has admission there. Just click on that admission button. It will open up a form for you to fill. Now, what is required in that form is basically, your biological information profile. The essence of doing this is for us to know, for us at Amadeus University to know that you have indicated interest at the time of purchase of JAMB form to come to Amadeus University. With that, we'll follow up with you to ensure that your admission process is hitch-free, so that you don't encounter any problem during the period of processing your admission to our university. So this is now for those that have equally already purchased JAMB form without indicating Amadeus University. And maybe you suddenly heard about Amadeus University now and you're interested in coming over. Don't panic. There's still room for you to come. So what you need to do now, during the time of purchase of JAMB form, usually when they must have concluded the process, they open another window for people to do change of institution or change of course. Now, all that you need to do is hold on, allow them to close the sale of JAMB form. Once they do that, the window for change of institution or change of course will be opened. Then at that moment, all that you need to do is go back to the CBT center, tell them that you want to change your institution to Amadeus University, and then do that. Once you do that, and then you also visit our website to fill this form. this is just what is required for you to come to Amadeus University.
And what if you had put Amadeus as second choice?
The way JAMB is structured, JAMB will not give you admission to any institution that you indicated as second choice. So it has to be your institution of first choice that you get admitted into. So second choice is just for formality's sake.
Okay. And so that means the person can go back and do the change of
yes, so if you have indicated Amadeus University as your second choice, please go back and make it your first choice. That's the only way you can be able to come to Amadeus University.
All right, quickly, how does the university support students in terms of academic resources, infrastructure, and extracurricular activities?
Now, supporting students' academic program with resources. Now, every university have a university library. The learning and teaching research resources are usually, situated in the library. At Amadeus University, we have a very big and robust university library. Now, a library is not just the kind of library that you just see only books in it. We run a hybrid library.
My very first job, it felt like walking into a lifeline. It felt like walking into my dreams. Like the campus was special.
If you observe, there are some children that prefer to read books, paper books, while there are some others that will prefer to read on their tablets or from their phones. Now, the essence of having these two in place is to ensure that whichever one that suits you, they are there for you to use. We don't want a situation where you wouldn't access learning resources because they are in a format that does not suit you. So we'll have them in the two formats so that whichever formats are suitable to you, and we'll have adequate and up-to-date and current resources for them to use. So resources for learning is adequately made available for them. Now, talking about facilities and tools, let me start with our classrooms. In our classrooms at Amadeus University, we use smart boards. You don't get that in most Nigerian universities. All our classrooms have smart boards, and these smart boards are internet enabled. Now, the essence of doing this is to make available facility that would aid easy learning. Now, it is natural that sometimes, especially for some abstract courses, when the lecturer is teaching, the students will be imagining this, even from their gesticulation or by their faces. You would know that, they're finding it difficult, having difficulty understanding what the lecturer is teaching. Now, the essence of having those things in place for them is, if as a lecturer, from the countenance or looks on their faces, you observe that, they're having issues understanding what you're teaching, all that you need to do is call up a video so that the actual thing will be played out for them to see. Or if it requires you calling up a picture to use in clarifying things, such that at the end of the day, no child leaves the class without having full grasp of what is being taught in the class. So then if you go to our laboratories, I mentioned it at the earlier stage, our laboratory equipments are top notch. We use the latest technology in our laboratory. For instance, let me give instance with the mannequin. Now, the most common mannequin that you see in universities is this type that is hard, that if you tap it, it will come when you hit on it. Now, that is not what we use at Amadeus University. We're using the latest mannequin that you see abroad. Now, the type that, when you touch it, it is very soft. It feels like you're touching a human body. Now, the essence of also having that in place is to make learning easy for them, so that if they are touching mannequin, if you're teaching them and they're because mannequin is supposed to be a representative of a human being, especially for the science people. So, such that when they are touching them, we're having that feeling of a human body. Now, the type we'll have types that even when you touch them, you're teaching something about pain. There are different kinds of pain that one would be having that will tell you this is the kind of this pain. Like, for instance, contraction pain is different from the pain that you have when you have injury. So the way one will react to muscular pain and injury pain, they are different. And the kind of noise sometimes or reaction you get when you're touching such areas will probably be different. Now we'll have some kind of mannequins that would enable you to be able to teach this, but you touch them, program them such that if it is muscular pain that you're talking about and you want to teach them, you program it in a way that by the time you're touching, they will understand, even from the movement of that mannequin or the noise it will make, it will have clearer understanding of those things. Then there's another kind of mannequin we have in our place. I've not seen it anywhere else. Now, it is a type that you can, dismember, you can pieces it. Now, the essence of having that in place is to enable you can pieces it and then couple it. Now, the essence is for you to be able to have opportunity of opening it up and showing the students where each organ, where each nerve, where each part of the internal organs, is actually situated in the body. The situation where you imagine is heart supposed to be on the left or on the right, or is it supposed to be up or down or at the middle or whatever, the intestine or the kidney or the lungs, won't be there, because that one you just open the front and then you will see everything. You remove the ribs, you see everything inside the ribs, so you know which organs are being covered by the ribs, which ones are beneath the ribs, which ones are, it makes learning very easy. So our facilities and tools, sincerely, they are something else. And facilities wise too, power supply is a problem that every institution and organization in Nigeria, experiences. But it's coincidental at Amadeus University. This is not the case. At Amadeus University, because I've told you that we are digitally driven. Now we have 24 hours power supply and 24 hours internet access everywhere on campus, 247. This is because we can't function without light. So we have serious facilities in place. Now we have an ICT center on campus. Even in the library, I didn't tell you this, we have computer area. Now the essence of having all those things in place, we understand that there are some students who might not have their own personal computers. So all these facilities are made available to them, because at Amadeus University, you don't do paper assignments. Your assignments, you do them electronically and send electronically to the lecturer. So which implies that you must have a computer to be able to do this. Now for those that do not have computers, we have a computer lab for them where you go to do your thing. So every facility that you need to work with, they are all made available adequately for you at Amadeus. And then another thing is hosted facility, because at the end of your day, you would need a good place to relax and then prepare yourself in readiness for the next day's activity. Our hostel accommodation is superb. We have only two people in the room, and the room is very spacious. Now for those two people in that room, you don't share anything except that room that you're sharing. You have your own bed, you have your own reading table, you have your own reading chair, you have your own shoe rack, and you have ironing table. So you don't share anything with your roommate. The room is very conducive. We give them both hot and cold water. And at the hostel too, we have water dispenser for them, where they take water for drinking. So a parent that has the child at Amadeus University would not need to be spending money on data for the child, because we have 24 hours internet access everywhere. So they have saved you the cost of purchasing data for your child. And then again, the issue of a rechargeable lantern and all that, we have power at all times. And then the water that is being provided for them, what it costs to buy water. So we have the structures at Amadeus University. You need to visit. I'm sure those that have been there would know that what I'm even saying does not even meet with the standard of what you need to visit to see things yourself. Meanwhile, we're having our matriculation on the 28th of this month, which is
on Friday.
Next 2 Saturdays.
Okay.
Yes, so 28th February. For those that have not been to Amadeus University, this is an opportunity for you. We are inviting you. Come to Amadeus University on the 28th of February to see what I am talking about. Just come and wow yourself with what you see. Thank you.
All right, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring some other discussions on Amadeus University. You've been hearing the voice of Professor Ngozi Ukachi, the librarian of Amadeus University, Amizi, in Ikuano local government area. This is the Hard Talk, Spin 95.3 FM. We'll be right back. Please don't go away.
University. The Welcome Center was my very first stop. It felt like walking into a lifeline. It felt like walking into my dreams. Like the campus was personally waiting for me. They did not only guide me, but they also walked into my department, turning what would have been a very hectic and confusing beginning to a beautiful one.
Do you wish to apply to Amadeus University? Here are a few simplified steps for you to take. Visit admissions.amadeus.edu.ng to access the university's admissions portal. Ensure to sign up and create an account. After you have successfully logged in, you'll be taken to your dashboard. On your dashboard, you can get started by clicking on Start Application. Please note that at this stage, you'll be required to provide 2 sets of information. Carefully fill the required applicant's information, which is your candidate information, your parent or guardian information, and your picture upload. The second set of information that is required for this application would be your O-level results and your JAMB results. Ensure you click on Document Upload to successfully upload these results. After you have successfully uploaded this document, click on Submit Application. You can track your application status through the application tracker on the dashboard. For more inquiries, please contact us on WhatsApp at +234 908 796 6353 or call us at +234 708 063 814. Your future at Amadeus University awaits.
Other sit-out areas upstairs, which you can just quickly view as well. So there's more down here. So you see we have different spaces for different things. Where the wards are, so we have private wards and general wards as well upstairs. For only professionals, like what I said, because it's 5 to 9 feet. Multiple Fitness Center has a gym, a massage room, and a sauna. So we'll just go in and check most of the equipment that are there. We'll just go in quickly. Floor upstairs, which I am house a good number of people as well.
And every bit of money that has been invested in Amadeus has come from the ecosystem of Government Center. Everybody will feel confident that the child can come here and get good education. So thank you again for coming. I will be very happy to take your questions.
is now on your radio. Now.
Ow, it's hot.
And they stay there. Listen to your favorite blend of music with the best voices in town this side of the Niger. Welcome to
Spin 95.3 FM, the freedom to choose.
Kindly be informed that the opinion of our guests and resource persons are not the opinion of Spin 95.3 FM. Thank you.
All right, welcome back. This is still Hard Talk, reaching you from Spin 95.3 FM. Omar here with Chukwuemeka. And of course, my guest this morning is the Chief Librarian of Amadeus University, Professor Ngozi Ukachi. All right, Prof, let's continue with this discussion. Now, I would like you also to tell us the plans of your university for expansion and growth in the coming years.
Yeah, definitely. Every new institution have plans for expansion and growth. For instance, for Amadeus University, we started in 2024, and when we started then, we started with 19 programs. Now, usually the policy requires that you will have to spend 3 years before you can come up with your Part 2 programs, because when you're starting, you will have other ones that you would see indicate that. And after the third year, these are the new ones that you intend to start. And then after that one, the third tranche. So, but because of the quality and the quantity of facilities we have in place at Amadeus University, when NUC visited, they were the ones that asked us to start medicine and surgery, pharmacy and law. You know, they were like, the facilities that we already have in place is, quite enough and adequate, to enable us to start this. So they urged us to start it, and then we started. Now for
they accredited immediately.
They did immediately. Now for expansion, we have expansion program. We are preparing in the next 2 years, to expand into other areas. For instance, at the meantime, it is just electrical and electronics engineering and computer engineering and software engineering that we are doing. So we are planning to equally commence other engineering courses in addition to these ones that are already in existence. And we're also looking at kicking off some programs in the area of agriculture. We're considering our environment. The land there is very fertile, and it is a place that would be good for agricultural programs. So we are equally now considering during the next expansion program to also include agriculturally based programs. So we actually have plans for expansion.
Okay, now the next thing is your host community, Amadeus. How do you engage with the community, and do you have kind of initiatives to promote community development?
Yes, the community engagement. In the first instance, I would say our relationship with our host community is fantastic. Now, sincerely, I'm just imagining, because by virtue of my professional affiliation, I've had the privilege of, visiting and having things to do with a lot of universities in Nigeria. And when I see the kind of relationship that exists between us at Amadeus and our host community, I'm like, wow, this is... Sometimes in other institutions, you see them, the community coming to invade the university, with one thing or the other, always coming to fight and always making troubles, even dragging the university to court and all that. Now, this is not the situation in our place. We have very beautiful, very cordial relation, well received, well appreciated by our community. And now, I would say, our proprietor is a philanthropist, and he has been doing a lot for people outside and people in his community. He's done a lot for his community even before establishing the university. And now that the university is in place, he gives scholarship to people. Now we have special scholarship opportunity dedicated specially to his community. So this has enabled quite a lot of people who never dreamt in their life that they will have the privilege of seeing the four walls of a university, let alone being part of it, to, commence university education. So he gives up to 20 spaces for people from his community. Now, besides that, we have a very big medical center. Actually, that is not supposed to be called. I think each time, even when people visit, they're like, this is not just school medical center. This is a very big, and standard hospital that anyone can, Now, we're using that facility to also to attend to health issues of members of that community. We always organize health programs for them to invite them, talk to them, and also give them treatment, free medical, And then besides that, it has provided employment opportunity for people from that community. A lot of them, very high percentage of people from that place have been employed. So it has benefited them a lot. The university is benefiting them. And we also appreciate them because they are appreciating what the university is doing for them.
Okay, now, would you like to disclose your tuition fees and financial aid or scholarship options that you have that are available in the school for students?
Oh, fantastic. I didn't tell you that. Amadeus University run an open system. Now, if you visit our places, rather than having walls, demarcating offices, what you have is glass door like we are looking at here. Now, we run a system such that what the next person is doing, you're seeing it. No secret, no privacy. So, talking about, if I want to talk about our school fees, there's nothing to hide about it.
Okay.
Now, the school fees for all our programs are made available on our website for you to see the extent to which we are open for anybody in the world. So you don't even need to visit Amadeus University or to ask me. Just visit our website. The school fees for all the programs are all stated there. So the tuition fee, let me give to you before you go there, but I recommend, strongly recommend that you visit so that you see things yourself. Now, the tuition fee ranges from 800,000 to 3.5 million. 3.5 million for medicine and such.
Okay. Now, what about scholarship package for people that are not from Amizi? Earlier you said you have a package for them, for the host community.
Yes.
And what about people that are not from the other students?
Yeah, we have lots of financial aid opportunities for our students. I had to talk about Amizi own because, specifically you asked me how we are helping or contributing to our host community. Now, we have this understanding that most often when you talk about private university education, the first thing that comes to an ordinary man's mind is, private universities are always expensive. Yes, we know that. And then the harsh economic situation in the nation at the moment, we're equally aware of that. So, considering these two things, the proprietor of the university have put in place some financial aid opportunities to cushion the harsh effects of the economic situation in the nation. Now, one of them is the scholarship opportunities. Now we have scholarship opportunities for our students. For instance, during our first year in 2024, about 65% of our students were given scholarship. Now this implies that they don't have to pay school fees, they don't have to pay accommodation fee. All they need to do is just carry their bag, come to school, and at the end of the day, you go home. And this scholarship covers the period of their age, all the period of their education at Amadeus University, meaning that from their first year to final year, they're not going to pay a dime to the university. Now, for this current year, these people that will be matriculating on the 28th, 60 people were equally given scholarship. Now, there's no university in Nigeria, in fact in the world, that do this. Yes, some schools could give scholarships, but not to the magnitude that we're giving them. So, he has made this opportunity available to help those whose children are brilliant, but on the other hand, their parents or guardian lack the financial well-being to be able to cater for their academic program. So this has been made available to enable them to also attend quality education. In addition to this, we have a microfinance bank also owned by the university. This financial institution is positioned to also help parents who were not able to access the scholarship. So they give them loan. And when people hear about loan, they'll say, is there no interest? Yes, there is interest, because we all know what commercial banks charge as interest rate. Now, for this particular one, you are only charged 1.5%. 1.5%. Such a ridiculous rate. It is just to make it look, as if, for you to have that feeling that it's actually loan. Ordinary, if not, it's just like lending money to someone. Interest-free loan. Ordinary, that one. And then, in addition to that, like I told you, we'll have entrepreneur center. We'll have what we call also endowment fund. Our proprietor retired from the United Nations, and by virtue of his affiliation with these international organizations, they have endowed some funds with our university. Now, this fund is meant to cater for the training of students that are found to be highly, that have good talents. Students that show high innovative tendency. Children that manifest, that show that they have the ability to create something. Now, our Entrepreneur Center also played the role of ensuring that these students are identified, these students are trained, and then if in the course of their training, it is observed that what they want to produce or what they want to create is something that they need to travel outside the country to fine-tune. The endowment fund is made available to sponsor such students to be able to achieve such goals. Our goal is at Amadeus University, is to produce graduates that even before graduating, children that even before graduation could become employers of labor. We want to graduate innovators. We want to graduate people that create things such that before they even graduate, they might have even started doing something. And now, this endowment fund also have room for startups for them. If you're able to, achieve your goal of creating something or innovating something while in school, the fund will take care of, registering a business for you and giving you a startup. So these are funds made available to assist parents, because there are some parents that when such children are identified, they will go into, as far as going to sell their property, sell land, to ensure that, they assist their children. But these funds have been made available to enable you achieve all this.
This fund you are talking about, are they loans or grants?
They are not loans.
Grants?
Yes.
All right, quickly before we get feeds from our listener, now tell us about your university's faculty and their qualifications.
Now, we have 6 faculties at the moment, and these are the faculties of Science and Computing, the Faculty of Social and Management Sciences, the Faculty of Allied Health Sciences, the Faculty of Engineering, the Faculty of Law, the Faculty of Pharmacy, and the College of Medicine and Surgery. So, these are the ones that we have at the moment, and we are hoping to expand by the grace of God in the next 2 or 3 years to get more faculties.
All right, you've been listening to Professor Ngozi Ukachi, the Chief Librarian, Amadeus University, Amizi, in Ikuano local government area of Abia State. Also, do not forget, we still have our top stories for the program. It's on our Facebook page. You can go there and read them up and leave